Hello students, good morning. In our previous lecture, we have read that Lamb was making a specific complaint against the married people, and what is that? That these people they behaves in a double standard manner when you go to their houses, and if you don't love their children, if you don't talk with their children, if you don't play with their children, then they say that you are a hater of children, you are unmanageable. But if you start playing with them, then they will send the children away with one or another pretext. So Lamb says that this is something which is not acceptable as a single or as a general human behavior, because he quotes the proverb that love me, love my dog. He says that you cannot treat the children with the dog, because the dog is something of a mean kind, of a base kind than the children. The children has his own personality, the children has his own behaviors, and you love or hate, you like or don't like that children, it happens solely on the base of the personality of that children. Now let's move forward. He said, but no, he said, but this is not the worst. One must be admitted into their familiarity at least before they can complain of inattention. It implies visits and some kind of intercourse. But if the husband be a man with whom you have lived on a friendly footing before marriage, if you did not come in on the wife's side, if you did not sneak into the house in a train, but were an old friend in fast habits of intimacy before their courtship was so much as thought on, look about you, your tenure is precarious. Before a 12th month shall roll over your head, you shall find your old friend gradually grow cool and altered towards you, and at last seek opportunities of breaking with you. Now he said that now this children material is nothing. There are even worse things than this children material. What he tells now, that one must be admitted into their familiarity at least before they can complain of inattention. He said that if you they claim or they complain that you don't pay attention to the children, you don't mingle with their children. She said that to pay attention towards the children, to play with the children, to mingle with them, one must be admitted into their company, because only then until or unless you are introduced to the children, until or unless you are given the opportunity to talk with the children, how can they complain of inattention to you? Now he gives the example that how that mingling or how that admission of their company is denied to the bachelors. It implies visits and some kind of intercourse. Obviously, if you want someone to get mixed up with your children, then you must allow him visits and some kind of intercourse, some kind of conversation with the children. But what happens? But if the husband be a man with whom you have lived only on a friendly footing before marriage. Now he comes to another point of which he has the complaint towards the married people. He says that suppose if you are a friend of the husband and you know that husband of in that married couple, even before their marriage, if you did not come on the wife side, means the introduction to that married couple is that you are the friend of the husband, not anybody, any relative of the wife, then what happens? If you did not sneak in the house in her train, but were an old friend in fast habits of intimacy before their courtship was so much as thought on. He says, if you have been even a fast friend, the habits of intimacy means you have been in a close union with each other, you and the husband, you were the good friends, then look about you. Your tenure is precarious. Then you must look about yourself that your tenure, the tenure of your friendship is precarious. It is not safe. It is not certain. It is in a dangerous state now. Look for it. How? It tells that before a 12th month shall roll over your head, you shall find your old friend gradually grow cool. He says that if you are an old friend of the husband and you don't have any relation with the wife, then even before the end of the 12th month, means within a year of their marriage, your friend will grow cool towards you. Means that warmth will not be there in his behavior, in your relationship. You will find that your old friend has gradually grown cool and he has altered towards you. He has changed towards you, and at last seek opportunities of breaking with you, and at last he will break with you. He will not be a friend of yours. So this is what he is saying, that they say that we don't pay attention to their children. They say that we don't play with their children. But he says that for that, at least you need the visits to their house. You need some conversation with their children. But what happens in reality, that if you are an old friend of the husband in that couple, then within a year your entry to that house will be terminated. I have scarce a married friend of mine acquaintance upon whose firm faith I can rely, whose friendship did not did not commence after the period of his marriage. So he said that I have scarce a married friend of my acquaintance. I don't have any married friend. Means all the friends who I have, they are singles or bachelors. Not a single married friend I have who on whose firm faith I can rely, whose friendship did not commence after the period of his marriage. That there is not a single friend of mine who has continued his friendship with me after their marriage, after his marriage. With some limitations, they can endure that. He said, okay, yes, I must agree to this thing, that with some limitations, okay, that you may come to my house, but you will sit in the outer parlor only, you will sit in the drawing room only, you won't say anything about our old days, you means anything, any those conditions, whatever they put. But that the good man should have dared to enter into a solemn league of friendship in which they were not consulted, though it happened before they knew him, before they that are now man and wife ever met, this is intolerable to them. But he says that if you are a friend, and that is an old friend before their marriage, then it is quite obvious that you cannot be endured. You cannot be in their company for a long time. They will obviously exclude you. Every long friendship, every old authentic intimacy must be brought into their office to be new stamped with their currency. He says, even if you are his old friend, then you have to get a new kind of stamping, get a new kind of approval from the couple now, that yes, we are old friends. As he gives the example, as a sovereign prince calls in the good old money that was coined in some reign before he was born or thought of, to be new marked and minted with the stamp of his authority before he will let it pass current in the world. ये वो एक एग्जांपल दे रहा है। आपने हिस्ट्री में, पॉलिटिकल साइंस में पढ़ा होगा कि जैसे हमारी सिंधु घाटी सभ्यता के बारे में कैसे पता चलता है, हड़प्पा मोहनजोदड़ो के बारे में क्या पता चलता है कि वहाँ खुदाई में हमें तांबे के सिक्के मिले। उन सिक्कों पे, या अलग अलग राजाओं के बारे में आपने पढ़ा होगा कि फलां राजा ने भांडाशाही सिक्के बनवाए थे, फला राजा ने चांदी के सिक्के बनवाए थे, फला राजा ने तांबे के सिक्के बनवाए थे, एंड मोहम्मद बिन तुगलक वाज द फर्स्ट पर्सन जिसने चांदी के सिक्कों की जगह तांबे के सिक्के बनवाए। तो ये वो एग्जाम्पल दे रहा है कि जिस तरह से एक नया प्रिंस जब वो राजा बनता है तब वो क्या करता है कि जो भी पुराने सिक्के होते थे उनको वापस बुलाता था, उनको वापस ले लेते थे, और वो अपनी सील, अपने नाम से नए सिक्के जो थे उनको जारी करता था। तो वो कह रहा है दिस इज द सेम थिंग विच हैपन्स with your old friendship also, that if you want to continue your friendship with them, then you have to apply in a fresh manner to their office of that husband and wife, and then you have to get it sealed for a fresh approval. You may guess what luck generally befalls such a rusty piece of metal as I am in these new mintings. And he says that suppose what happens of a coin like me, old rusted coin, rusted means जंग लगी हुई, मेरे जैसी अगर जंग लगी हुई कोई मुद्रा है, मतलब ये उसको उस एनालॉजी को, वो जो राजा महाराजा नई करेंसी छापते थे, नई सील लगा के अपने नाम के नए सिक्के जारी कर रहे थे, उस सेंस में वो कह रहा है कि सपोज इफ समवन लाइक मी, मेरे जैसा अगर कोई आदमी जो कि एक सिक्का अगर वहाँ इस न्यू मिंटिंग में, मिंटिंग इज द, मिंट इज द प्लेस वेयर दीज कॉइन्स आर बीइंग डेवलप्ड, जहाँ ये कॉइन छापे जाते हैं, उनके बारे में वो कह रहा है कि वो जो मिंट्स होती हैं, ये जो प्लेस होते हैं जहाँ सिक्के बनाए जाते हैं, वहाँ मेरे जैसे पुराने सिक्के का जो कि जंग लगा हुआ है उसकी क्या वैल्यू हो सकती है, आप खुद अंदाजा लगा सकते हो। Innumerable are the ways which they take to insult and worm you out of their husband's confidence. And as I have told you, that the main venom, the main target of his complaint was the ladies, the women folk. So he says, innumerable are the ways which they take to insult and worm you out of their husband's company. The women, they try many ways. They have many ways, many plans, many strategies to throw you out of the husband's company, like laughing at all you say with a kind of wonder as if you were a queer kind of fellow that said good things. But an oddity is one of the ways. Now he is telling about one way, that whenever you say something, whenever you speak something, then the wife laughs as if you are making a joke. Means every time whatever serious thing you say, she will start laughing at you with a kind of wonder as if you are a strange fellow, as if you are some strange person. This is one of the ways. They have a particular kind of stare for that purpose, and it says that for that purpose, just to show that kind of behavior with you, just to show it that what a strange fellow you are, they have a particular kind of stare. एक अलग तरह से वो stare करती हैं उस समय. Till at last the husband, who used to defer to your judgment, and would pass over some excrescences of understanding and manner for the sake of a general vein of observation, not quite vulgar, which he perceived in you, begins to suspect whether you are not altogether a humorist, a fellow well enough to have consorted with in his bachelor's days, but not quite so proper to be introduced to the ladies. And he says one day this starts happening, that the husband, who means in your bachelor days, who might have some differences to your decisions, to your judgments, and who have allowed some of your excrescences, means some of your speaking, some of your exaggerated speeches which were not vulgar, as agreeable, but now he starts to suspect you that yes, perhaps you are a kind of person who cannot be introduced to the ladies, who can be a good friend, but only in the bachelor days. Now as he is a married person, he feels that you are not a good company to be retained in that married status. दिस में बी कॉल्ड द स्टेयरिंग वे। और वो कह रहा है कि ये जो तरीका होता है जो वो अडोप्ट करती हैं कि आप जब भी कुछ कहते हो तो वो अजीब इस तरह से हंसती हैं जैसे आपने कोई मजाक किया हो, आपने कोई जोक मारा हो, और वो इस तरह से स्टेयर करती हैं, इस तरह से घूर के देखती हैं आपकी तरफ कि जैसे आप कोई विचित्र प्राणी हो। तो वो कह रहा है दिस वे, ये जो तरीका है, इससे स्लोली एंड स्लोली व्हाट हैपेंस दैट द हस्बैंड स्टार्ट्स फीलिंग एज इफ यू आर नॉट गुड एनफ टू टॉक टू लेडीज। क्योंकि आप जो थे वो उन दिनों में फ्रेंड्स थे एक दूसरे के, लेकिन अब इन दिस न्यू पोजीशन जब वो मैरिड हैं और तब उनकी पत्नी जिस तरह से आपको देखती है, जिस तरह से हंसती है आपकी बातों पे, उससे वो धीरे धीरे ये फील करता है दैट यू आर नॉट फिट टू इंट्रोड्यूस टू द लेडीज, कि आप लेडीज के साथ इंट्रोड्यूस करने के लिए फिट नहीं है। और ये जो तरीका है उनका आपको अपने फ्रेंड की कंपनी से बाहर निकालने का, इसको आप स्टेयरिंग वे कह सकते हो। एंड इज दैट विच हैज ऑफनेस्ट बीन पुट इन प्रैक्टिस अगेंस्ट मी। और वो कह रहा है दिस इज द वे विच इज ऑफन यूज्ड अगेंस्ट मी बाय द मैरिड कपल्स। Then there is the exaggerating way or the way of irony. Then there is another way, that is where they find you an object of special regard with their husband, who is not so easily be shaken from the lasting attachment founded on esteem which he has conceived towards you. वो कहता है कि there are some friends who have a very strong bond with you, and the wife, when she perceives this thing that their husband treats you with a special regard, he gives you a special esteem, a special respect, a special attachment he has with you, then she finds that it is not easy to shake off you by that staring way. Then they use another strategy, the second way, by never qualified exaggerations to cry up all that you say or do, till the good man, who understands well enough that it is all done in compliment to him, grows weary of the debt of gratitude which is due to so much candor, and by relaxing a little on his part and taking down a peg or two in his enthusiasm, sinks at length to the kindly level of moderate esteem, that decent affection and complacent kindness towards you, where she herself can join in sympathy with him without much stretch and violence to her sincerity. It says that if that person has a respect towards you, or if you have a mutual understanding, then what happens? That she always exaggerates, cry up all that you say or do. Means every time she just speaks in very high terms of you. है ना? And then till the good man, who understands well enough that it is all done in compliment to him. So that good man, he gradually starts feeling that this praise of yours, this exaggerating treatment of yours is done in compliment to him, grows weary of the debt of gratitude. Slowly and slowly he grows weary of this gratitude towards you, that you have been so praised, you have been so good, you have been so. Then when he is relaxing a little bit and he has drink a bit of wine, then that wife joins him in sympathy, and without doing any kind of effort, she manages to teach him that yes, you have been a subject of sympathy, you have been treated as inferior by your friends again and again. So this is another way. This is it for the day. Thank you.